stuck in Nashville, not knowing what to say, wondering when my music career will see the brighter as well as the lighter day, wanting to wish problems away. Those are um, Holly Hobby's thoughts as she wonders how she is going to tell Piper and Zach to tell Oscar she's fine, but away she is flying to Nashville from Moose Town to get the oh so awaited musical crown which she wants. Um, the idea is haunting her, not knowing how to respond to her. They don't text anything back, but he does. What will be the positive or negative buzz? That is what I am thinking as I write the play based on Holly, a Nashville in your moose town, not wanting to let anybody down, having the crowd sing to me. We are family, wondering if they would cheer. But I can do anything and everything except have fair knowing that I'm golden. So all my happy tears I do not have to hold in. I just have to show tough skin to win and um and know how to fit my peanut butter onto all crackers, although it might be thin, to enjoy this tasty snack as I am unpacking on a journey without looking at where I lack, just forging ahead. The dream awakens me slash woke me up daily out of bed, and now it's reality. I am thankful, not wondering, but at the same time still, how can it be? I smile, say goodbye to my road trip friends and family from before and say when I get there, finally I meet the cast, chatting to get to know my idea for the movie. We have a blast. Um, so what is your channel for in regards to not wearing a mask, not wanting to let any dream not fly? I tell them, and you inspire me to that. They say, stop, you're going to make us cry. I mean, happily, but still, let's just get a feel musically for your vocal cords as we chill. Okay, say wanting to stay as possible still so that I could enjoy the thrill, pushing out negative noise, embracing the music by letting each note become one of my melody joy toys, and performing for people of all ages with the crowd mixed of also girls and boys just wanting to give back a pen to the inspiration trees through the animals and breeze that have given me so much, wanting to say thank you because I feel their touch, even though the world has never probably heard of such, wanting to paint in all colors, wanting to thank my sisters and brothers as we band together as one. I finish saying they stop the tape for a second. Is your movie idea play wise done? No, I say, because it's in me, it'll never be. They say that was put wonderfully, and then they press record. See, what they were trying to get me to was that things will happen on your own accord. Just play it back like that, confident as you can ever be. Say the words cheerfully, because without fam, which you start, there's no family, and there's no hope or sea to shining sea. So just be you, do what makes you go. Don't be scared to say, whoa, stop, to take in fresh breeze. Celebrate by jumping into a leaf pile if you can find a way first with your knees. Why not? Don't be afraid to express thought and have the universe say back to you, thanks a lot. So Hobby Holly um arriving at Nashville, taking on my dream? I don't think so, because Ruby J, who plays her, said yes to helping me at the performance to be signed um production wise for the contract in my movie. We both beam with excitement. I say, "Hi, I'm Peniel. How are you?" And then scream, wanting to release, happy but needing to be let out nonetheless. Steam. I smile at um, Piper um, who says, "Hi, what is your greatest wish?" Which I answer back, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. By the way, not letting fear serve my dish comes out of my mouth also. Well, hold on to your dreams," she says, "and they will never go south. No matter what route you take, the golden rule is your jewel. Have faith in the things you do, and you yourself will not be torn in two." Thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope we can turn speaking to the Disney writers and everything, this idea minus the poem, into a um, actual movie. We'll have to talk on LinkedIn because if you agree to it, I do not want to mess up the ending. But performing for all of you has been swell. This has been Peniel, and now, as usual, we will have our talking point. Hold on. Alton Brown's Pudding and Steak episode on YouTube of Good Eats. On YouTube, making Yorkshire pudding. Alton Brown from Good Eats.
When it comes to the holidays, everyone has their favorite roast. Traditionalists probably go for turkey or moose. Hipsters might choose a heritage possum. Vegetarians, free range tofu, I guess. The Who's and Whoville, of course, just stick with the classic roast beast. For me, there can be only one: the standing beef rib roast, often misidentified as prime rib. Sure, some standing rib roasts are prime grade, a few are. Mine, for instance, I'm pretty sure it's choice rather than prime, and that's okay. Either way, it's an expensive hunk of meat. I only have one of them. No resets, no backups. So if I screw this up, that's that. Now you'll notice this three-bone mob we have here has been shrouded in cheesecloth. That is because I've been drying in the fridge for the last week. It has in fact lost 3 ounces of weight due to evaporation. Cheesecloth allows that loss without turning the surface rock hard. Now I'm not claiming that this is technically dry aging. Okay, that involves a lot of complex meat chemistry and has only achieved its specific temperatures and humidity levels. What I'm doing is simply drying the roast out a little bit, which is going to intensify the flavor and give us a much better char. I like char. So 7 days out, and this is what you should see. Now, to prep for cooking, follow me. First, we require a light lubing with a neutral oil, safflower or canola will do. This is kind of like a primer coat for the spices to come. So use, a small amount, but really, really rub it on everywhere. Don't forget the bones. Next, sprinkle on the kosher salt. I tend to go kind of heavy here, averaging 2 teaspoons per bone. So that's going to be 2 tablespoons total for us. Make sure you get the fat too. I like to kind of rub it on, really get in there. Black pepper, of course, is next. Now, a roast this size will need at least a tablespoon freshly ground, which means I'm starting with 2 tablespoons of peppercorns. Now, you can grind with one of these, of course, but I don't know why you would when you could use this. Actually, this is a coffee grinder made for camping. I just took off the handle and slapped on a cordless drill. You're welcome. Right, just go around the roast and press everything in. Make sure you've got good coverage contact. There. Next, add a rack to your setup. And yes, I cleaned up the pan. And grab your favorite probe thermometer. This one has a 5-foot cable. And notice I have set the alarm to go off at 118 degrees. Now, when inserting, I try to eyeball how much probe I'm going to need to use to get into the middle of the mass. Oh, and I always want to set it in at an angle that will allow more of the probe to rest safely inside the meat, minimize the chance of running afoul of oven bits and pieces. Move your roast to the bottom third of a cold oven. That's critical because we want to go on a slow and gentle thermal journey here. Now, my thermometer has magnets on it, but my range from is stainless. So I got a stick-on metal plate made for phone mounts and put it on one of those suction brackets made to hold toll road passes on windshields. Problem solved. Now crank your oven to a balmy 250 and leave it until the roast hits 118, which will probably take about 3 hours, maybe more. But your patience will be rewarded. At 118, pull the roast and let it rest at room temperature. Now I know it looks done, but believe me, it's only mostly done. Carryover heat will keep the internal climbing for at least another 10 to 15 degrees. Meanwhile, park a 12-inch cast iron skillet on the same rack and boost the oven up to 400 degrees, which in my oven seems to take forever. All right, when the rack and pan are cool enough to safely handle, move the roast and the rack over to a second pan and then drain all these drippings from the first pan. This is a key ingredient if you want to make an authentic Yorkshire pudding. Oh, I didn't mention Yorkshire pudding, did I? Oops. Capture all the liquid love you can there and then simply set it aside. Next, add 4 large eggs to your food processor or blender carafe along with 2 cups of whole milk, not skim, whole, and 280 grams of all-purpose flour, which is about 2 cups, but I really want you to weigh it. It's a lot more precise. Last but not least, we'll need 2 tablespoons of the drippings and the salt. There. Now simply blend or process until smooth. And yes, I'm doing this with the lid off because the shot's, boring from the lid on, although it is kind of dangerous. Go slow. Mesmerizing, ain't it? Good. Now, when the skillet is good and hot, add another 2 tablespoons of the roast drippings. If you don't have that much, add a little neutral oil until you do. Swirl to coat. Be sure to get away on the sides of the pan. There. Then add the batter all at once. Pour it right down the middle. And then carefully use the oven. All right, don't slosh. There. Now, in 30 minutes, you're going to have something that looks kind of like, wait for it. This. Yeah. Sexy, huh? Now, the roast goes back in to sear. You're not going to need the thermometer for this. So you can use the probe there. I'll push the box to 500 or even 550 if you have it, and cook 10 to 15 minutes or until the sear is dark and dark in the kitchen, kind of smoky. You may want your exhaust fan on this. And voila. Since the interior is technically already ready, to carve this, use your fingers can take the heat. Although a large chef's knife would do, I like a long slicer for using simple. I always start with the ribs facing straight up and down, so you have nice even slab. There. Break those goes down into individual ribs. Delicious. The next part that I take off is this kind of wedge of fat on the shallow side of the roast. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm not going to shoot it. Do it. As for slicing the body of the roast, I love those pieces. Be careful not to touch you. After all, it's the holidays. Make sure everybody gets a serious slab of meat. I only carve about half of it usually. Save the rest of it. Just load up your platter. And you're ready to serve. Now, I have to tell you, I've got a very strong weakness for these things. The ribs are actually that favorite, but I'm going to wait and have this in the morning and throw it into the toaster oven and crisp it up. No, for now, I'm going to show you my trick for escaping from my family during the holidays. Tear yourself off a nice big piece of Yorkshire pudding like this. You take yourself a slab of meat like this. I'll be in the garage.
Okay, so people ignore the background noise. I do these videos in my office, so please ignore the background noise. Anyway, the message of the video, other than the poem, is that culture can come in many different ways. It only comes though when we choose to take off the masks and make a better and brighter if we feel like we need to, and when we feel like we need to um environment for ourselves, which the world could use it every day, people. So just remember to celebrate every day like it's a holiday and be uniquely different on purpose. By the way, these are unaltered video talking points. Um, I didn't know to describe food. He was going to say that I'm so sorry for those who did not want to hear that, but um, the thing is that words are in um, the world, and just because, while this is no excuse, you would want to hear something necessarily from somewhere that you weren't expecting. Doesn't mean you have to be negative and choose your culture over someone else's or hate the person. So just remember that, people, and he just used that word to describe how the food looked, and take note of every day to celebrate people like it's a holiday. I will be performing next time on another show. Um, Andy Grammars, keep your head up, which we are going to for a little tease of the surprise generalized Mother's Day. I thought it was only about one parent. I hear you saying in the expression being silly way. How can you generalize it? Stick around and find out next time. This has been Peniel.
Bye.